to return the 10 space separated digits in a single line of the frequency of each digit from 0 to 9. Alright, so one thing we need to remember is that the first line contains a string, but the name of the string is not fixed. It can be any number, depends on the user input, and the names could be between 1 to 1000, right? So this is very important. And so let's start. So first of all, we can create a list, a string 1024. Okay, so this is our string. Yeah, maybe I put a capital, maybe better. Okay, and then we use the traditional way, the most traditional way, scanf, to take the user input. Okay, so string should be %s string, right? And next, again, one thing we need to be aware is that whatever the user inputted is a string, but we need to compare the frequency of the each digit from 0 to 9, right? So if we use an integer, so integer, what is it? The integer 1 can be not compared as a string or a character of 1. So in this case, we just forget about integer. We put everything as a string, as a characters, right? So now we can move. We can make the data type of. We can define the data type of the digits as a characters. Okay, so digit. So this is the digit for compare, and it is between 0 to 9. So we can create one list. Yeah, so we can create one array for the comparison. So in case of an array, we need to put a square bracket here. Now 1. Okay, here is 2, here is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 is enough. We can remove the extra comma. Yeah, and also like the square bracket is very important. If we forget to put it, then it will show error, because if we forget, it would become a single character instead of a array list. So yeah, and now let's carry on. And then the next then we need to think about to compare it. So basically, here is an input of a string, right? So what it should be compared is like now I have, right? So like we can think about use for loops. So first to locate 0, and then we use 0 to compare to each different characters among the string, right? Yeah, to check whether 0 is equals to a 1, whether 0 is equals to 1, whether 0 is equals to 1, whether 0 is equals to 4, no, whether 0 is equals to 7, likewise. So we check this, right? And then after finish, we move to 1, and for the same approach, we check whether 1 is equals to a, whether 1 is equals to 1, yes, and then we should make a flag or count, right? So 1, yeah, 1 is equals to 4, 1 is equals to 7, right? So it's very straightforward. So in this case, there would be like 2 indexes. First, we would move through this list from left to right, and then move on the string. So we need to have the calculation about double for loop. So how to use is that like we can first to create for yeah for maybe before for we can put int I here, right? So like we can first to use the first for loop to move on the digit so I is equals to 0. I should be less than less than 10. Yeah, it can't be equals to 10. Yeah, it would be end at 9. And then I plus plus. Why 10 is because the array, the length of the array we created is 10. It is with 10 digits. Okay, so let's carry on. And then another for loop, right? So maybe here we put j as the next one. So like j is equals to 0, right? And then here, very important, as I mentioned from the beginning, like the string has no fixed length, so it can be 1 to it can be varies between 1 to 1000. So in this case, there's a very important function. We can use the strlen, which is to check the strength length of the string. Okay, so like this will solve the problem. Yeah, and then I plus plus, right? Yeah, and then inside this loop, what we should do is that uh, we need to check, right? Not like we have shown here. We should after uh after we follow the flow chart, and then we compare whether 0 is equals to a, whether 0 is equals to 1. So how to compare? You can use if, and so like here is string, yeah, and then what should be here, j, right? So whether this is equals to digit digit I for comparison, and so if it is equals, and then what to do is that you can see now, if is if is equal, then like that the frequency will get increased, right? So yeah, it will get increased. So what to do is we can put one extra variable called count. Yeah, so like if it's matched, then we put count equals to count plus 1. Yeah, and then uh, one thing is which is very important is that like after this loop is over, like for example, so like first we check whether 0 is equals to everything, like, and then at the end, at the end it will be renewed to 1, and then the counter should be reset. We don't want it get clash, right? So then we should set count is equals to 0 here, like for every time, just to reset the count. All right, so then later what to do is that we can print, the count. Yeah, because it is an integer, so we use percentage %d, and here to count. But something is kind of wrong, right? What? It is because to print 10 space separated integer. So here, in order to make and it should be in a single line, so we don't have to use slash n. We just need to put one space here, and yeah. and hopefully this time is okay. Okay, it's not okay. Yeah, don't worry, it's under control. I made one mistake. I forgot to put 0 in the beginning because it should be count each digit from 0 to 9. So that's why there was mistake. And then yeah, now it is solved. Yeah, I got 25 points. Yeah, and anyway, and thanks so much for following my video until the end, and see you in the next video.